everybody, it's Matt from Eastwood Company. We're at SEMA 2014. And we're here with a car that's getting a ton of buzz this year. It's a car by Nelson Racing. It's called Maximus. It's in bare metal, and it's over 2,000 horsepower. We're with Sean from Empire Fabrication. Thanks for having us. Sean did a lot of the metal work on the car that you see that's in bare metal.
Well, it's got a Nelson Racing motor pushing 2,000 horsepower at 38 pounds of boost on race gas. On pump gas, it's pushing anywhere from 1,400 horsepower to 1,500 horsepower. And then he's got what he calls race fuel on demand. So as you give it more gas, it automatically shuts off the pump gas and turns into the race gas, kicking it up to 2,000 horsepower.
That's just ridiculous. So this thing has, has a crazy engine, but then it has a lot of crazy body modifications that you had your hands in doing some of.
Well, the main thing that you'll probably notice is the back of the car's been widened 6 inches. The wide body starts at the front of the door, and then as it goes back, it gets 3 inches wider right before the front tire, and then stays 3 inches all the way to the back. So the whole rear of the car was stretched 6 inches, the taillights were pushed out, and the bumper was widened to match it.
Cool. So the obviously the bumpers fit a lot better than they did from the factory.
Yeah, the bumpers front and back have been both tucked and narrowed, and then remodified to fit the front corners, the fenders, and the rear quarters in the rear. And then the front apron has been modified to tuck up next to that front bumper. And then we added a nice little chin spoiler on it.
So this thing was metal finished last year, but you guys you were crunching right to the last minute to get this thing done. What happened?
Well, there was a few issues. The car was driven in the new Fast and Furious. It's gonna be a hero car. When they drove it, some of the stuff wasn't quite done yet, and we had some wrinkling, so we had to re-metal finish a lot of the rear body. When I was doing it, I brought in my Eastwood bullseye picks, which actually helped out a lot in the metal finishing. We just had a few little dents. I mean, with last year, there was a lot of people touching the car, a lot of little finger, dents, from the car. It's already a thin car, and then with the wide body, it just got a little bit thinner when we were metal finishing it all. So we used the bullseye picks to pick up some of those lows, level out the body, and get it fully metal finished.
Eastwood TIG 200, wanted you to test it out. What's your thoughts on the TIG 200 once you got it?
The TIG 200, it's a really good welder. It's great for, a garage and a journeyman. I've been doing all my sheet metal welding with it, and it's been welding really nice. The welds are coming out, nice and flat, clean. It welds aluminum really well. I mean, there's not really enough settings that can confuse you, so if you're just learning how to TIG weld, it's a really good welder for you.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing this type of work with a TIG welder that's under $1,000. That's gives us all some hope. Cool, well, thanks for talking to us about the car in the shop, and we'll catch you later. Thanks.